Hi viewers, welcome back to our channel Light to Crack Math. In today's video, we are going to discuss the answers for exercise 1.2 from the chapter Knowing Our Numbers. If you haven't checked out the previous video, I'll be giving you the link of the previous video in the description. Do check it out. And if you're a first time viewer of our channel, then do subscribe our channel without fail. So now let's move on to the first question of the exercise 1.2. A book exhibition was held for 4 days in a school. The number of tickets sold at the counter on the first, second and third and final day was respectively 1094, 1812, 2050 and 2751. Find the total number of tickets sold on all 4 days. So first let us write down all the information which has been given to us from the question. So the number of tickets sold on first day is 1094. Number of tickets sold on the second day is equal to 1812. Number of tickets sold on the third day is equal to 2050. Number of tickets sold on the fourth day is equal to 2751. So they have asked us to find the total number of tickets sold on all the 4 days. So total is the keyword for addition, right? So we'll have to add all the tickets which have been sold on each respective days. So the total number of tickets sold on all 4 days is equal to the addition of all the 4 total number of tickets. So when you add, you get 7,707. Hence, the total number of tickets sold on all 4 days are 7,707 tickets. The second question. Shaker is a famous cricket player. He has so far scored 6,980 runs in test matches. He wishes to complete 10,000 runs. How many more runs does he need? So how many more he needs? This is the keyword for us. So how many more you want? You have some target. You have achieved some. There is some leftover. So you will have to find out the leftover to achieve your target, right? So when this is the case, then subtraction is the operation which you will have to use. So first let us note down the data from the question. Number of runs Shaker scored is equal to 6,980 runs. And number of runs he wants to complete is equal to 10,000 runs. So number of runs he needed to score more is equal to, what is his target? 10,000 minus how much he has scored till now, that is 6,980. So when we subtract, we get 3,020. Hence he needs 3,020 more runs to score 10,000 runs. Moving on to the third question. In an election, the successful candidate registered 5,77,500 votes and his nearest rival secured 3,48,700 votes. By what margin did the successful candidate win the election? So in an election, the person who has won the election has got 5,77,500 votes, and the one who has lost, right, lost in the sense who was there in the second position, had scored 3,48,700 votes. So they are asking by what margin did the person win? Okay, so you should know the difference between the vote of the first candidate and the second candidate. So difference means again we will have to subtract. So number of votes secured by the successful candidate is equal to 5,77,500. Number of votes secured by his rival equal to 3,48,700. Margin by which he won the election equal to, you're going to subtract 5,77,500 minus 3,48,700. So when we subtract, we get 2,28,800 votes. Therefore, the successful candidate won the election by 2,28,800 votes. Now, let's have a look at the fourth question. Kirti Bookstore sold books worth rupees 2,85,891 in the first week of June and books worth rupees 4,768 in the second week of the month. How much was the sale for the 2 weeks together? In which week was the sale greater and by how much? So there are three questions given to us. So we'll solve one by one. Before that, we'll first note down the data that have been given to us in the question. So price of book sold in the first week of June is equal to rupees 2,85,891 and the price of book sold in the second week of June is equal to rupees 4,768 rupees. So now number of books sold in both weeks together. So the total price which you have got by selling the books for 2 weeks together is, you will have to add both the values. So when you add, you get rupees 6,86,659. So this is the total earnings for the bookstore. Now, the sale of books is highest in the second week. So you are comparing both the sales. That is, the first week sale is around 2 lakhs and the second week sales is around 4 lakhs. So naturally, the second week sales was the highest. So in the next question, they have asked us by how much it is greater. So you will have to subtract that. So the difference in the sales in both weeks is equal to 4,768 minus 2,85,891. So when you subtract, you find the difference to be rupees 1,14,877. Therefore, sale in the second week was greater by how much? 1,14,877 than in the first week. Moving on to the fifth question. Find the difference between the greatest and the least 5-digit number that can be written using the digits 6, 2, 7, 4 and 3 each only once. So you will have to use all these digits only once and you will have to frame a greatest number and a least number and then find the difference between the greatest and the least number. So the digits given to us are 6, 2, 7, 4 and 3. So the greatest 5-digit number which you can form is 76,432. The easiest way to do this is arrange the digits in descending order. So to find the least 5-digit number, arrange the same given set of digits in ascending order. So we get 23,467. So now they've asked us to find the difference between the greatest and the least 5-digit number. So the difference between the two numbers is, again, we'll have to find it by subtracting both the numbers. So we get the difference to be around 52,965. Therefore, the difference between the two numbers is 52,965. So moving on to the sixth question. A machine on average manufactures 2,825 screws a day. How many screws did it produce in the month of January 2006? So, every day how much screw is being manufactured is given to us. So they are asking you how much it has produced in 1 month. Okay. So number of screws manufactured in a day is equal to 2,825. Since January month has 31 days, the number of screws manufactured in January is 31 into 2,825. So that is 87,575. Hence, the machine produced 87,575 screws in the month of January in the year 2006. Moving on to the seventh question. A merchant had rupees 78,592 with her. She placed an order for purchasing 40 radio sets at rupees 1,200 each. How much money will remain with her after the purchase? So what is given to us is the total money the merchant had is 78,592 rupees. So she has to purchase 40 radio sets. Okay. So the number of radio sets she placed in order for purchasing is 40 radio sets. The cost of each radio, that is the cost of one radio, is how much? Rupees 1,200. So the cost of 40 radio sets will be rupees 1,200 into 40. So when we multiply, we get 48,000 rupees. So now she had 78,592 and she has spent 48,000 on the radio. So what is the amount which is left over? So leftover or balance means we'll have to find the answer by subtracting the given prices, right? So the money left with the merchant is equal to rupees 78,592. That is the total amount which she had, minus rupees 48,000. That is the cost of the radio. So when we subtract, we get the difference to be rupees 30,592. Hence, the money left with the merchant after purchasing radio sets is rupees 30,592. Moving on to the 8th question. A student multiplied 7,236 by 65 instead of multiplying by 56. By how much was his answer greater than the correct answer? So, let's take that the student was given a problem to multiply 7,236 by 56. But what he had done is, instead of multiplying it by 56, he had multiplied it by 65. So naturally the answer would be wrong, right? So what is the difference in the correct answer and the wrong answer which he has got? That is the question. So difference between 65 and 56, we'll have to find it out. So that is what 65 minus 56 is 9. So the difference between the correct and the incorrect answer would be 7,236. That is the correct number. He had also written it correctly. So there will be no change in that. Into 9. The difference between 65 and 56. So that is 65,124. The reason why we are multiplying it this way is otherwise, the second case, how you will have to do is, first you will find out 7,236 into 65. And then you will find out 7,236 into 56. Then both the product you will subtract. So that is a very tedious process. Instead of that, the correct value is 56 and the wrong value is 65. So the difference between them, if you find out and multiply that with the correct number, you will get the difference in the error. Hence, by 65,124, the answer was greater than the correct answer. Moving on to the 9th question. To stitch a shirt, 2 meter 15 centimeter cloth is needed. Out of 40 meter cloth, how many shirts can be stitched and how much cloth will remain? So, for one shirt, you need 2 meter 15 centimeter cloth. So, totally you are having 40 meters cloth. So, how many shirts will you be able to stitch out of that? Okay, so what is the information given to us? The total length of the cloth is equal to 40 meter. So we'll just convert it into centimeter because the other measurements are in a combination of both meter and centimeter. So 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. So 40 meter is 40 into 100 centimeter, which is 4,000 centimeter. So cloth required to stitch one shirt is 2 meter 15 centimeter. So again this 2 meter we'll have to convert it into centimeter. So 2 into 100 will give us 200 centimeter plus this remaining 15 centimeter. So it is 215 centimeter of cloth which is required to stitch one shirt. Okay. So now what is the total given to us? 4000 centimeter. So number of shirts that can be stitched out of 4000 centimeter is 4000 divided by the length of cloth required to stitch one shirt, 215. So when you divide, you get 18. So 18 shirts you will be able to stitch. So 18 is nothing but the quotient which you get when you are going to divide it. Okay. And hence 18 shirts can be stitched out of 40 meter and 1 meter 30 centimeter of cloth is left. So the remainder which you will get when you are going to divide, that is the remaining cloth left over. Moving on to the 10th question. Medicine is packed in boxes, each weighing 4 kg 500 grams. How much such boxes can be loaded in a van which cannot carry beyond 800 kg? What is given to us is the weight of one box is 4 kg 500 grams. So again, we'll convert this kg to gram. So 1 kg is 1000 gram. So 4 kg is 4 into 1000. So it is 4500 grams altogether. And maximum weight that can be carried by the van is 800 kg. So 800 into 1000 is 8 lakh gram. Okay. So hence the number of boxes that can be loaded in the van is the total volume, the total weight which the van can carry divided by weight of one box. Okay. So when you are going to divide, you get 177 boxes. So the 11th question. The distance between the school and the student's house is 1 kilometer 875 meter. Every day she walks both ways. Find the total distance covered by her in 6 days. So distance covered between the school and her house is how much? 1 kilometer 875 meter. So if you are going to convert this 1 kilometer to meter, it becomes 1000 and you are adding that 875. So it's 1875 meter. Since the student walks both ways, the distance traveled by the student in one day is 2 into 1875 meter. So totally it is 3750 meter. Every day the student is walking both ways, that is from school to house and house to school as well. So distance traveled by the student in 6 days. Why we are taking it 6 days? Because it is given in the question that she is going to school for 6 days. So it is 3750 into 6. So totally 6 days she is traveling 22,500 meters. So if you want to convert it back to kilometer and meter, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So if you are going to divide it by 1000, you get 22 kilometer and 500 meter. Therefore, the total distance covered by the student in 6 days is 22 kilometer and 500 meter. Moving on to the 12th question. A vessel has 4 liters and 500 milliliter of curd. In how many glasses, each of 25 milliliter capacity, can it be filled? So, quantity of curd in the vessel is 4 liters 500 milliliter. So, again we will convert liters to milliliter. 1 liter equal to 1000 milliliter. So, 4 into 1000. Totally it is 4500 milliliter. And capacity of one glass they have given to be 25 milliliter. Therefore, number of glasses that can be filled with curd is 4500. That is the total quantity of curd divided by quantity of one glass. 4500 divided by 25. So the quotient which we get when we are dividing is 180. That would be the answer. Hence, 180 glasses can be filled with the curd that is available. With this, we come to the end of this video. If the video was informative, then do like and share our video with your friends as well. If you haven't yet subscribed our channel, do subscribe it without fail and click on the bell button to receive notifications of our future videos.